Well, if everyone can just take a moment to either raise your hand or in the question section, let me know for sure that you can hear us. I want to make sure everyone can hear us. If you can just take a moment in the question section and either raise your hands. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate it. Uh, Greg or Gregory, would you like to share quickly some about what brought you here today?
Oh, okay. You can hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Okay, I'll just make this quick. Actually, I am a retired Navy commander, and I started a business about 3 years ago, and we basically do printing and signs in Savannah, Georgia. But what brought me here was I saw the invitation for this webinar, and I'm interested in learning as much as I can about whatever benefits in government, particularly things that I can get from my business. So I registered, and I'm just glad to be here.
Fantastic. And I appreciate you sharing. Well, to value everyone's time, we're going to jump on in. Melissa, can you share quickly before I jump in?
Hi, I'm here on regards to my boss, who is a veteran company owner. He has a business for women's apparel, and he's an ongoing entrepreneur for different businesses. And yeah, I'm just glad to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. What makes this workshop the greatest is when we can share about our businesses and connect with one another. Well, it's 12 Eastern time, and I'll jump in. We're here presenting on free gifts from the government. Our presenter today is Abraham Jong, who's been in the government space for a few decades. He's the father of two children and been married for close to 20 years. He began in the government space, and I won't steal his thunder, but he has truly educated, facilitated, and advocated for the small business. I want to close out. Sometimes the greatest testament is the influence on your closest circle. And Abraham's son decided to incorporate in his networking some of the strategies that Abe has been talking about. You don't create your friends when you need them, you create your relationships as you go along. So, as Abraham's oldest son is working on internships and etc., his nod to his father is that how important it is to build relationships now in order to accomplish goals in the future. Well, Abraham, thank you so much for educating us on free government gifts. I will mute myself and hand it over to you.
Via, hey, thank you so much for that great introduction. I love it when people, have opportunities to learn, and especially when it's my own son. So, a few things, you try to do things right, and when you do a few things right, it's rewarding. Well, with that, I'm going to do a quick little mic check to make sure everybody can hear me okay. If you can just put in the chat area or in the question area, let me know that you can hear me okay. Put yes in there, that'll be great. Okay, I see if you come in, great. And then make sure that the video is coming through also, and just put in the yes, you can see the video. That would be awesome. While you're doing that there, for today, we're going to share a lot about how you as a business can take advantage of a lot of great government programs out there. And today we're going to talk about how your business can receive free cell phones, furniture, laptops, equipment, machineries as a small business, and specifically geared for the uh, veteran businesses and 8A certified companies out there. We're going to cover that in a little bit here, and also for public servants and other nonprofit organizations as well. We'll cover that. With that, if you have questions along the way, feel free to put your questions into the question area, the chat box area there. We do have a monitor that will check that on a regular basis. If it's a question that's going to be a long question, feel free to put in the chat area saying that you want a verbal question, and then we will let you unmute yourself to do a verbal question at that point as well. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So this is what you're going to learn today, how small business can get free laptop, cell phone, furniture, equipment from the government. It's appropriate because this is the holiday season, and we kind of use the title free gifts because it's the holiday season. So it's really, equipment, furniture, other things like that there, which, if it's given to you for free, then it's kind of appropriate for the season. So that's why we decided to do this class at this time here, right during the holiday season here. Also, you're going to learn how to receive surplus items and who can receive these surplus items, how to save money by using surplus properties for your own business, and then how to qualify as a business to get these free surplus properties, how you as an aided company can obtain surplus equipment, and then the new VSBEA surplus program for veteran-owned small business. What is this new program and how you can participate in this program here? And then also how public servants and other nonprofit organizations can access these programs as well, these surplus programs. And what is SASP and how can SASP can help you receive these items here? And then we're going to answer the question, can you resell these items and other guidelines as well? And then how to get your business certified so that you can you can access these surplus programs. We do provide these links. You can download this presentation at govassociation.org/download. Govassociation.org/download. You can download this PowerPoint presentation. We're going to cover a lot of different links, lots of different places that you can go so that you can use these links here, because the links are long. So I do provide all the links in here. So the links that we're going to cover is I provide to you at the very beginning here. But instead of copying down the links, go to govassociation.org/download. You can download today's PowerPoint presentation as well as have access to all these links here. So these are the links that we're going to be covering today. So with that, I want to share a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Abraham Xiong, one of the co-founders of the Government Contract Association. I love the government market industry here. I've been doing this here for about 14 years now, being in the government space. I started off as a consultant in the government space, eventually decided that, there's so much opportunities here. How can I open more doors to help small businesses? And what really led to that decision is this here. As a child growing up, I was born in Laos. Laos is a third developing nation. And the average person in Laos makes about $400 to $500 a year. So we think we have issues here. If your annual income is about $500, we have first world nation problems. But I was born in the jungles of Laos, and during the Vietnam War, we had to escape, and communists took over the country. There was tremendous atrocities, and we fled the borders to the border of Laos and Thailand. And between the border was the Mekong River. And the Mekong River is kind of like the Mississippi River. On one side of it was death, destruction, atrocities. On the other side of it was future hope, new opportunities, and a better place. And we hid, avoiding the soldiers. And when we got to the Mekong River, we didn't know how to cross over. My parents had 7 kids from a newborn, my youngest sister, she's just a few months old, all the way to a 12-year-old. So how can 7 little kids cross the river with 2 adults? And we had to take a chance. So we took a chance by asking one of the family that lived along the river. They could have turned us into the soldiers, and we would have been sent to what they call re-education camps. Fortunately for us, that family decided to help us, and they had a small little boat with a little raft. We were able to get over to Thailand, and then eventually made our way to the U.S. GovGenie, stop wishing, start winning. GovGenie is on a mission to democratize government contracting opportunities for small women and minority-owned businesses. Their objective is to change the disparities for small businesses in the $2 trillion government marketplace. GovGenie is like LinkedIn for government contractors. It is a social CRM unifying the fragmented government procurement lifecycle and uses AI and ML to help users to socialize, foster relationships, find bids, search for teaming partners, manage proposals, source industry events, and facilitate the capture management process. This saves you, the user, money and time with one streamlined platform versus many other disparate software out there. Learn more about GovGenie at govgenie.com. 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 And the government market is like that. We know that there's opportunities in this, what we call this world of government contracting, billions and billions of opportunities every single year. How do we access it? And to access it, sometimes we need someone to help us to get to the other side. And that's why GCA was created. GCA was created as a bridge to help businesses gain access to contracting opportunities. And today we're going to be talking about not necessarily contracting opportunities, but we're going to be talking about resources, surplus, office furniture, laptops, cell phone, office equipment, different type of equipments, machineries, and so forth, so that your businesses can have better opportunities to expand and grow in the government market. So that's really why I started the association, is to empower other businesses to have access to this contracting world here. So I've been a lifelong entrepreneur. I've started with multiple companies. I've sold 2 companies. Have been just a tremendous journey in terms of doing work in the commercial and the government sector as well. As a small business advocate, I've trained over 12,000 companies and helped businesses win over $1 billion in government contracts. For the work that we've done, we were awarded President Obama's Lifetime Achievement Award, the Global Humanitarian Award, and I was named a Goodwill Ambassador for the state of Georgia. So that's about me and why I do what I do here. We've got an awesome team here at GCA to support the small business community. So let's dive into today's topic here. So what are surplus properties? And gifts really comes in the form of surplus properties from the government. And so the GSA, or the General Service Administration, they manage all the different surplus properties that the government have. And the way this works is this here. When one federal agencies, when they either upgrade, downsize, or just have no longer need for a certain property, they can't dispose of it because it's still good, it's still functioning, it's still usable. So what they do is they take that property and they turn it over to GSA. And the GSA repurpose that property for somebody else. So the way that works is when GSA takes these excess property, they have 21 days to do something with it. And so every federal agency, when they turn over this property, they get a credit, a valuation credit for the properties that they give to GSA. And then within 21 days, GSA puts that out to other federal agencies, and other federal agencies can say, oh, I need this, I need that. And then they use their credit to take some of that property for their own use. So it's kind of like a surplus bank, a furniture bank, a equipment bank, a computer bank. GSA manages that there, and they inventory that product. Now, if it's furniture or computers, the time limit is 14 days. If it's not, if another agency doesn't claim that surplus, then it goes to the next phase. And really it's the next phase where it doesn't make it to, beyond 21 days or beyond 14 days for certain furniture and laptops and computers, then becomes available to you as a business owner. So that's really what we're talking here about. Within the 21 days, it's only other federal agencies have access to it, but outside of that, it becomes available to other organizations, small businesses, and so forth. So that's what we'll be covering. And then it goes to the state, and the state has the State Agency for Surplus Property, or SASP, and then they manage the property and puts it out to the community from there. So what kind of equipment are available? I'm talking about cell phones. When they upgrade their cell phones, let's say a cell phone is 2 years old and the government is updating it, well, they can't dispose of it, so they wipe it clean and they make it available. Laptops, desktops, computers, it goes through the same process. Other office furniture, generators, equipment, heavy equipment. I've seen different types of heavy equipment. Really almost anything you can imagine, anything that an agency, an office space, an organization will need, at some point, it just cannot go to the landfill because there's still value, there's still life in it. If a product still have a life usage to it, then it's to the best interest to repurpose that there. So pretty much almost anything you can imagine. And so this is just a quick list of different items that I've seen, from equipment, software, agricultural machineries, equipment, books, maps, publication, clothing, communication, engines, turbines, components. I've actually seen a helicopter, a military helicopter that was actually that was available. So all kinds of different things. The military helicopter was not available as a surplus free. It was actually auctioned off to the lowest bidder. So there's cars, there's vehicles, cryptocurrencies. When they're seized, they actually gets auctioned off. Some things are auctioned off, and then some things are actually made out, given away at free to the community. So we're going to be covering some of these things here in terms of what's available, and we'll look at some specific things in a little bit here. So here I'm going to go ahead and do a quick dive into a few things. So the first site that we're going to look at is GSA Axis, and we're going to look at that quickly, just so you can kind of get a little flavor of what we're talking about here. And so when you come in here, you'll see different type of things. So let's look at this here. So this is interesting. This is some heavy equipment machinery. And now this site is only for government. So this specific site, when you come in here, what you'll learn the flow of how equipment goes at the government level. So this is only for government, this site specifically, but you can see the different type of products that's out there. And then once it goes from this site, you see some generator, or this is some pumps here. Once it leaves here, then it goes to where there's other sites that's going to be available for the community or the general public like us. Let's go to the next site. So this site here, this is where we can actually search for some examples where we can search for properties. So this is the Department of Administrative Services in the state of Georgia. So we can come in here and do a search. There's some office furniture here. And so there's office furniture in here. There's a desk, various office desks, no asset tag, for $20. Now, $20 is the sometimes they auction off, sometimes for the state of Georgia, this is just a service charge, meaning an administration fee. So the product is free, then you just pay the administration fee here. So let's look at, I'm gonna look at this one here. So this is so for this here, there's 2 desks One looks like it goes up and down, and one is just a standard desk here. So there's two, quantity of two. So this is an example of one item, and we'll look at a whole bunch of other items in a second here. So that's a quick overview of different items. Let's come back to our slide here. So the question is it really free? Yes, if it's part of the surplus program, it is really free. But there is a administrative fee anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on which state you're in, depending on which agency you're receiving it from. Different states have their own little fees. This is just, again, just administrative fee. So it doesn't matter what the value is. It could be a $500 computer, but you're just paying the small fee. It could be camcorders. It could be, I've seen all types of different office furniture, chairs. Doesn't matter what it is, regardless of the value, through this program here, it's free to you, just pay a small administration fee. So who can obtain this here? First, it starts off with government agencies. So government agencies, the first rights go to them from one agency to another agency through the bank, through the surplus bank, managed by GSA. And then nonprofits can receive these here also, and we'll cover in more specific what type of nonprofits in a second. Also, educational institutions, such as school system, universities, and so forth, as well as public servants. If you are a police officer, a government official, if you're a legislator, if you are a fireman, and any public servants, educators, teachers, all these are considered public servants, and you can receive these surplus as well. So today our focus is around veteran-owned businesses and 8A certified companies, but you can be of the other group as well. Each group have their own different minor tweaks and qualification. You have to go through a application process to validate that you are who you say you are, or that your business is who you say it is. And then after that, then you can just go through the list to see what's available. Small businesses are available to small businesses. Now, in terms of who can receive this here, so public agencies, meaning government organizations, cities, state, counties, local municipalities, volunteer fire and rescue, or anybody tied to the fire department, nonprofit education organizations, museums, health, like hospital systems and nonprofit healthcare systems can receive this here, as well as nonprofit that supports the homeless community. So, some of you are tied to some of these organizations. So even if you're not a certified 8A or veteran-owned business, you can still access it through these other means as well as a nonprofit that supports the impoverished community, the communities that are tied to block grants and other type of different groups out there. Nonprofits for the elderly as well. And then just most nonprofits have some type of access to these surplus properties. And then C's, or what they call service education activities. But today, our main focus is around the VSOs, or the Veteran Service Organizations, veteran-owned businesses, and SBA 8A certified companies. These are the different two main focus that we're going to be talking about today here. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the chat area, and then my moderator will pause and we can address some questions as we go along.
All right, so let me grab you before we launch into this topic. There was a question that a link was shared for Georgia. Is there a list of links for other states?
Yes, there is a list for all states, and I will cover that in a second.
Thank you. No, that's the only one right now.
Okay, super. yes, there is a list of all the states, so I will share that. So let's talk about surplus properties for small businesses. So Congress created a special program to support the small business community. And they define small businesses that are certified into the 8A program. So any company that's an 8A participant in that program there can receive furniture, laptops, all these different surplus equipment. And then also veteran-owned small businesses, which includes service-disabled veteran-owned small business. That's kind of lumped together for that purpose there. And this was these different programs. The certification program is managed by the VA and the SBA, and we'll talk more about those in a second. And then the surplus property is managed by SASP at the state level. Certification is managed by the SBA and the VA. Whereas the veteran-owned small business certification program, the STVSB program, is moving to be part of under SBA in 2023. So they're making the migration right now. So in the future, it's going to be all managed by the SBA. All certifications, small business certifications, can be managed by the SBA. Currently, the veteran-owned small business is still under the VA. So this is, and under the VA, it's a little bit easier to get certified. So if you're looking to get certified, this is the time to get certified as a veteran-owned small business now versus waiting until the SBA manages it. The SBA have lots and lots of different mandates, and they're understaffed. And so once it goes into the SBA, it's going to be a lot harder to get certified into as a veteran-owned business. Similar, it's going to be hard, just like the 8A. Many of you are women-owned businesses that's trying to get your certification for the WSB or EDWSB, and you've been waiting for 1 year, 2 years to get it through the SBA. So I know a lady, she spent a whole year waiting for her 8A certification. And now there are some that goes very quick, but right now they're quite backlogged right now. And we'll talk more about certifications in terms of other as well. So the 8A program, small business, under the Small Business Act, and this is the specific regulations here that 8A companies can receive furniture. And to qualify for the 8A program, one is you have to be, most people think the 8A program is a minorities program. It's not a minorities program. It is what they call a social and economic disadvantage program. So those are the two main requirements first. You have to be socially disadvantaged. So for example, if you are Hispanic American, African American, Asian American, or from certain countries, you automatically qualify under the social disadvantage part, because there's been a history of social disadvantage for these communities here. Now, other ways to qualify for social disadvantage is if you have some type of disability, or if there's been unique circumstances where you can prove what they call with a preponderance of evidence that you are socially disadvantaged, you can get into the 8A program. So just because you're disabled does not qualify you into the 8A program. You have to prove how that disability has prevented you from being competitive in the free market enterprise system. There was a white female who was a member of GCA, and she was sexually harassed at her job. She sued the company. She won the court case, and that court case was her proof that she was socially disadvantaged in the work environment, and because of that, she wanted to start her own business, so she would never put herself in that situation again. And so she started her business, and she was able to get into the 8A program using that court case as a preponderance of evidence to allow her into the 8A program. So there's many different type of business that can qualify to the 8A program. But if your question is unique, feel free to engage me afterwards, and we can kind of address that separately. Now, the other qualification for the 8A program is what they call the economic disadvantage side of it. And this is true for all business owners. If you are socially disadvantaged, you can prove that. Then the economic part means that you yourself does not have a net worth of $750,000 or more. So your total net worth Net worth is defined as all of your wealth minus the value of your business, minus your retirement money, minus all your liabilities. Like if you have an investment property, and let's assume it's worth $1 million, but you owe $800,000 on it, so only $200,000 of that investment property counts towards your business, or counts towards your $750,000 net worth calculation. So most people that are small business entrepreneurs, most of you qualify under the economic disadvantage component of it. The $750,000, if they don't count your retirement money, any money that's in long-term retirement that you can't touch easily without penalties, they don't count that. They don't count the value of business, and they don't count your primary residence. And so most companies, business owners should qualify from the economic side of it. We can talk more about details, but today's class is not about 8A certification, so I'm just giving you a little bit high-level understanding of it. In a different class where we talk about certifications, we can kind of address that further. Now, the veteran program. So in 2018, through the NDAA, under the Small Business Enhancement Act, new regulation was published and was put out saying that any SDVSB or VOSB companies now, through the VSBEA program, they have access to surplus property. And it was signed to law in 2019. It's available now. Back when I first did this class here, it was not available. It was pending, but now it is available through the SASP, or the state that's managing the surplus property. So this is available to qualify for the certification. Very simple. Service disabled veteran is any service related disability, as long as it doesn't, it's really any disability, as long as it's documented, 1% or more, can get you into the SDVSB program. VOSB, just if you're a veteran, automatically you qualify as a VOSB company to apply. So now it's just a matter of applying for the certification, waiting, submitting all your paperwork, and receiving the certification. If you do that there, then it opens up doors for all the other surplus that we're talking about. Now, surplus is just, it's kind of like the icing on the cake, right? Ultimately, you want to get certified as an 8A women-owned hub zone, service disabled. All these certifications lead to contracting opportunities. Millions and billions of dollars are out there. We actually have an upcoming class, so we're going to talk about the $1.2 trillion infrastructure funding that just got approved a few weeks ago. What's in it for you? How much of it is going to your industry, and how you can get a piece of that pie. So we're going to be doing a class on that later on. So certification, the main goal of it is to pursue contracting opportunities. But today we're talking about how there's additional value by being certified, how you can receive surplus properties as well. So why is it important to your business to access these surplus property? Because there's a reason, right? You don't do things just to do things. You do it for a reason. One is it's free, so it saves you money. So instead of spending $500 for a chair, get it free. Instead of spending $2,000 for a nice desk, get it for free. Pay $5 processing fee. So free saves you money, right? So you can use money for other investment in your business. Also, it keeps your overhead low. If you're not putting money towards infrastructure like office furniture, computer, laptops, cell phones, things like that, you can use your money to keep your overhead low, so you can be more competitive in that regard. It allows you to bid at a low price. So if you did put $20,000 into office furniture, now your overhead is lower. So, and you didn't take out a loan, $20,000 loan to equip your facility, then it allows you to bid at a low price, so you can be more competitive. It allows you to make more profit, right? By saving your resources, now you can actually go out there and make more profit, because if you can bid at a low price, you can make more profit now. So where can you get these surplus properties? Well, obviously we said it's SAS, right? It's managed by the state through the SAS program, and it's also managed through auction sites. Some things go to the state and some things do go to auction sites. Like cryptocurrency is not going to go to the state. So how do they how do they give cryptocurrencies to people, right? They don't. So they put those things into auction sites. We'll cover auction sites as well. So what is SASP? So SASP is the State Agency for Surplus Property. The surplus goes from the federal. After 21 days, it goes to the state, and then now it's up to the state, to dispose of it properly. Sometimes they dispose of it by going through a certain process, and then things that are completely unusable, then it's either recycled in terms of going to the landfill or recycled in terms of being reclaimed for other purposes. So how do they transfer this, sir? And how do you receive it? So the first way is through certification. And then once you have your certification, or if you're a nonprofit or if you're a public servant, you go through this very similar process. So to receive it, get your business certified, then apply through the SAS, and then they will approve you. And then once you're approved, you tell them what you're looking for, and you go to the sites, you see what's there, you search for the properties that you want, and then you finish the application process, and then they transfer the property over to you. So it's very, very simple process like that. And you can use a property for your business any way you want to for your business. Now, the question earlier is, is there a list for all the different state SASP out there? There's a National Association of SAS, and this is the link that will take you there. So in fact, let's take a quick look at it, and we'll tinker around this link a little bit here. So who wants to check out their state first? Anybody? Anybody? Any requests? What state do you want to check out?
Well, somebody said Nevada and California, Hawaii, but let's start with Nevada.
I'll start with Nevada. So click on that. It gives you the program director, Judy Gates, their email, gives you their address, and it gives you the website. Now, sometimes these websites, this site here, I would say 90% of the links are active. Every now and then you'll see a link that's not active, but hopefully Nevada is active. Okay. So for this, for Nevada property management program, so you come in here, you read through how it's done for this state here. And if you're not sure, then email the person and let them email Judy. Say, hey, I am a veteran-owned business based out of Nevada. Now you do it based upon the state that you're headquartered in. So if you're in Nevada, you can't go to New York. And so now you can check with Judy Gates if you find something that's in New York to see if Judy can facilitate that for you. But usually it's the state that you're based out of and you work through that state itself. So I'm not aware of you going directly to another state. So, but if you do see something, if your state doesn't have something that you're looking for, go to your state and say, hey, I found something in a different state. Is it possible to facilitate that for you? And I have not gone through that process in terms of your state facilitating from another state. So I'm not sure exactly how that works. But generally, the state that you're based out of is where you get your surplus from. But I believe that the regulation does not limit you to just the state that you're in, because it's the VOSB and the 8A is a national program. It's a federal program. So if it's federal surplus, my assumption is that it can be available to you as a business, even though it's not necessarily in your state. So you want to come in here and go through the forms and see how they work in here. So let's see if they have a site where they list their properties. So here, I don't see a site. I'm trying to see the actual website where they list all of their properties or surplus. All agency regulations, solicitation opportunities, state contracts. Nope, not what we're looking for. So this here doesn't make their list of surplus easily visible. So for this one, I don't see it quickly. Let's see if there's another one. I think California, someone mentioned California. So this is California here, based out of, Sacramento is the state capital. Okay, so for California, their link is not active. You see how, and the things change from time to time. So for example, let's take this here as an example. If for any reason you come in here and the link is not active, there is the easy way to do it is just Google this title here, or do the SASP California, something like that there. But because when on this link, it tells you the name of the state SAS program. So not all state is called SAS. So California is called the California Federal Surplus Personal Property Program. So it's a little bit different for them. So we come here, it gives us, by searching California Federal Surplus Personal Property Program, it takes us to these two different links here. And then we can actually click on one of these links, and now it's taking us more to the right place here. So it tells you, okay, if you fall under these here, then this is how you do it. So veteran organizations, let's see here, there should be one for 8A and veteran-owned businesses. So it talks about homeless, museum, nonprofit, older American, program for older individual, public service, educational, veteran organization, volunteer departments. So for the state of California, you will have to, because they don't provide a link here for veteran-owned business. Some states, they actually provide a link here for veteran and 8A companies. So you have to reach out to Darcy and let them know that, hey, I am a veteran-owned business, or my company is 8A certified. I'm interested in these surplus. And so let's go to, now Georgia's actually, they have one of the better websites, because they actually provide you the link to the products, as well as for veteran-owned businesses. So
We have a few questions. Can we mix them in?
yes.
All right, I'm going to read them all off. How long is the process to be certified? What if you have remote employees who need items? And then lastly, okay, that's just a statement. Are you allowed to obtain items and then resell them to the general public?
Okay. The answer is yes and no. The first answer is no. We're going to address that in a second. In terms of, can you get this free furniture and resell it? The answer is no. We're going to address it why in a second. The first question is, how long does it take to get certified as a veteran-owned business? The general process is, it could be as quick as, so there's two phases to getting certified in terms of measuring time. The first part of it is the preparation part, where you have to gather all of your data. So for example, if you're trying to get certified as a veteran-owned business, if you don't have your DD-214, where it automatically discloses what percentage of disability you have, then you have to go to the VA hospital, or you have to go to your private doctor, go through the validation process, and then so that could take time. If you already have a service-related disability on your DD-214, so that's easier in that way. But so that could take time. Now, the other thing is, you have to get your financial statements together. So if you're a small business that you haven't been keeping good records of your financial statements, You're gonna have to get your accountant to get all your. Generally, they ask for the last 3 years financial statements. If you are a new business, then you just need your CPA or what they call a DLOE, a descriptive letter of explanation, and you can write that yourself and then have it signed and notarized and say that you're a new business and you're brand new and you started whatever day it is, and you don't have 3 years of financial statements, and you only have financial statements for the 3 months that you've been in business. If you have no income, you can just state it in that DLOE saying you don't have any income, you're a brand new business, only 3 months old. So the paperwork gathering can take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So that's the first part of it. Now the second part of it is in terms of how long, once you submit your package, how long does it take? There's 2 minor phases to that. So once you submit everything that they've asked you, we do have a checklist that we can make available to you. Once you submit everything to the VA or to the SBA through the 8A program, then at that point, they will do an initial review of your package. So that could take 2, 3 weeks, 2, 3 months. Once that package, the SBA or the VA will determine that your package is complete, then they have the clock start ticking. Then they have 90 days to say yes or no. And for VA, 99.999% of the time, they're going to say yes. As a veteran-owned business, it's easier to get approved for the veteran-owned business. For the 8A program, you may or may not, because there's other little micro qualification that's not always in black and white. Like, for example, to be qualified as 8A program, you must have revenue. Well, the regulation doesn't say how much revenue you need to have. So if your revenue has been going down, and you can't explain why it's been going down, if you're saying it's attributed because of COVID, that's a legitimate explanation. But if your revenue has been going down because of other factor, because you haven't been focused on building your business, they may not approve you into the program. So there's many different reasons. If you have only one client in the 8A program, and you only have one client that 100% of your revenue comes from one client, they're not going to approve you into the program. So there's all these little things. And if you're not sure, feel free to reach out to us. We'll help you navigate that process as well. Make sure that you qualify before you actually submit all the paperwork. I think that's all the question, right? So how long? It could be as quick. I've seen it as quick as from the day we submit, like a month and a half. I've seen it. And then I've seen it for a year. One of the company I just worked with, she got approved from November of last year to November of 2021. So it took a whole year on their side. So.
All right, that was all of our questions so far. No, my question, please. Oh, what if you have remote employees who need items?
Okay. You can use the furniture for anyone that is an employee of your organization. So even if they're remote, you can set up a home office for them. You can get equipment for them. You can get furniture, chairs, laptops, whatever's available that you can find. You can get it for your employees, but you got to make sure that they are your employees. If they're not your employees, then you cannot use it for them. So it has to be employees of your company. And it does not have to be in one location from my understanding of the program. So this is at the state of Georgia. So what we did was we came here, we went down to Surplus for Veterans, click on this link. And again, if you don't see it, just reach out to the program director and ask them. As a veteran-owned business in Georgia, they actually have a specific link for veterans. So we come here, we read through, VOSB, but it's SDVOSB included in one here. So they just don't always distinguish it, but it's for both. And then it tells you, okay, how do you do it? So step one is, um, click on get certified, and then step two is click on this application, and then that's really it. So if you want to look at the application, you click on the application. Actually, the surplus application updates. Yeah. So some agencies actually have an online application. Some of it you have to do it through reaching out to them. So again, it's unique to the program is the same, but how it's administered is done based upon the state that you're in. And some are a little bit easier to navigate, and some are not. So coming back to our presentation here. So the state of Georgia actually provided a specific link here. The link online didn't work, but this link here, I believe, does work.
While you're navigating that, there's a follow-up question, but how would you physically get it? And would you have to go through multiple state websites? And this is a sister question to an earlier question. So the earlier question was, what if you have remote employees who need items? So this part, but how would you physically get it? And would you have to go through multiple states' websites?
You go to the state where you're headquartered, and then from that, if your employees is in a different location, you ask that state administrator in terms of if you find it in a different state. How you get it to your office or to any of your employees is up to you. They're not going to deliver it. They make it available to you. Usually it sits in a warehouse. It sits in some facility somewhere. It's up to you to make arrangements. You have to coordinate with the administrator and then schedule a pickup time. The cost to pick up, the cost to transport it. If it's heavy equipment, you may need some heavy equipment, tractor trailers. If it's office furniture, you can use a pickup. However you do it, that's on you. But they make it available to you. And if you need to get it to your employee that's an hour away, that's on you to get it to them. The state will not do that for you. So surplus, the application come in here, and then you come here and then create an account for the state of Georgia. So this is that process here. All right, let's continue. So can you return the items? Can you get a refund, a $5 refund for the administration fee? So let's answer those questions quickly here. So there is no return policy. Once you accept the surplus property, once it's in your hands, it's yours. You can't say, "Oh, I don't want it anymore." You are the caretaker of it now. So you have to you're accountable for that property. Can you get a refund? There is no refund. If you pay $5 for it, it's done. Or if you go to an auction site, many auction sites usually they have a no refund policy as well. If you pay for it and you don't like it, it's on you at that point. So some things they do require that you visit the location, check out the items first before you actually accept it. But that's up to you in terms of how you want to do that. So what can you use the property for, right? So surplus properties must be used by your business in conducting your normal business operation. So that's the actual verbiage that they use. So normal business operation is, you can have multiple locations, you can have multiple employees in many locations. As long as it's used for your business, you're good. Now, you may not, this is one of the early questions, you cannot sell or transfer to any other parties. including an affiliate or a subsidiary company. If it's for the 8A company, it doesn't matter if the 8A company has a teaming partner or anybody else. It's meant only for that company. If they are not an employee of your 8A company, of your veteran-owned business, you cannot transfer it to any other party. These rules are very strict in that regard. Now, the question is, can you sell it? No, you cannot sell it. Not the surplus property that's given to you for free. So it's not meant for you to get a whole bunch of furniture and then open up an office furniture business and selling it for a profit. That's not what it's meant for. It's meant for you to receive, to use in the operation of your business. Now, it helps your business to be more profitable because now you're not spending thousands of dollars for equipment and furniture and products, but you cannot resell these items here and you cannot transfer it. And if you are caught selling or transferring, you will lose your 8A certification, your veteran certification. So don't, it's not worth it. So don't try to make a $500 buck and lose millions and millions of potential and contract opportunities. So it's not meant for that there. And now after a period of time, it says 1 year after you graduate from the 8A program. Once you graduate from the 8A program, then you can do whatever you want with the furniture at that point there. So now the veteran program, I haven't read the regulations in terms of can you do something, because as a veteran-owned business, there's no graduation date like the 8A program, right? The 8A program, you graduate after 9 years or after you've won $100 million or more, or you average 3 years average of your primary NAICS code. The veteran is similar, but there is no 9-year program. You can be in the program for 20 years if you're a small business, as long as you're haven't maxed out your NAICS code size standard. So how do you get 8A certified? Again, social economic disadvantage, and you must be 51% owned, either through as minority or through a preponderance of evidence, through a court case, through lots and lots of documentation, if you're not a minority. And then your net worth is $750,000 or less. And again, they don't count your retirement, your primary residence, and the business value. So most people will qualify to apply for your 8A certification, certified.sba.gov. That's the main link to it. There's other requirements. If you have questions about these requirements, feel free to reach out to us. We will provide you a checklist at no cost to you in terms of the 8A certification, as well as the veteran certification. Now, for veteran-owned business, it's called the Vet First program. So the VA has a Vet First initiative, meaning that if you are a veteran-owned business and you're trying to do work with the VA will make every single effort to award a contract to a veteran-owned business first before they award it to anybody else. So that's what the Vet First program is. And then to get certified, you go get certified through the VA and get your certification designation through them. And 51% of your business must be owned by a veteran. And there's 2 key programs, the VOSB, SDVOSB, and then any disability related to your military service will count towards the qualification for SDVOSB. And the certification link is here. Again, a quick reminder that the time to do the veteran certification is now. If you wait until next year, they've already started making the migration process to the SBA. Everything will be final and transfer over to the VA, from the VA to SBA by 2023. So this is the time to get certified in 2022. So if you need help with certification, GSA is here to help you. If you have questions about qualifications, if you say, hey, here's my situation, I'm not sure if I qualify, this is my my net worth. Is this within the standards that they're talking about? Feel free to reach out to us. We do this here. The 8A is the trickiest part. If you're really good with details and you can follow a checklist, feel free to do it yourself. There's no cost to do that. We do provide a service to support businesses. The 8A is the hardest part of it. And so we do provide support for 8A program. It's $6,000. Service disabled vet VOSB is $3,500. If you need help to do that, there sometimes it's better to do what you're good at. Let somebody else help you through this process. For the 8A program, if you do it and you do it incorrectly and they reject your 8A application, you have to wait a whole 12 months before you can reapply. So if you don't do it right and they reject it, you're gonna have to wait a whole year. So sometimes it's better to do it right the first time. And for all of you who are in attendance, we do have a special discount. I'll tell you more about that at the end. And this is where you can get more information about if you need help with certifications, or if you just need guidance. If you want us to do it, there is a investment you have to make. If you just need a checklist, if you just have some questions, feel free to email us and ask those questions as well. And there's no cost for that. So, surplus for personal use, right? If you don't qualify for certifications, and if you're not a nonprofit, and if you're not a public servant, right? What are some other ways to access surplus? So if you want to do it and you want to use it for personal use, or if you want to do it and resell it for profit, because the question earlier is, can you resell this property? If you get it for free, you cannot resell it. If you do it through the auction process, then yes, you can resell it. So these are, I actually saw a house. This house is out of, in Jonesport, Maine. And it's actually, the bid was $50,000. So I was tempted to bid, but I didn't necessarily want to buy property in Maine and travel up there at that time there. So this is an example of a property. So let's look at this website here and see what else they have available now. Because I did that a little bit ago. So let's go in here to see what other properties they have that's available for auction. Okay, so they have a lot of different things. So they have like electrical component. They have, let's zoom in a little bit here. So they have agriculture equipment. There's 8. There's aircraft and aircraft parts. There's 9 boats and marine equipment. There's 6 items here. Communication equipment. There's 13 items. Computer equipment accessory. There's 58 items. Construction equipment. There's 12. Anybody want us to look at any of these here first? Put in the chat or the question area, and we'll start with some of these items here. So if you want us to look at a specific item first, let us know. Lab equipment, dental equipment, household personal, hand tools, shop, fire trucks, vehicles, motorcycles and bicycles, office furniture, office equipment, photographic equipment, trailers, tractors, real estate, vehicles, 300. So they got the most. Vehicle is like Lockheed Martin fixed wing. What? All right, so any specific, I'm tempted to look at this airplane here, but anybody? My moderator?
Well, we didn't have any specifics, but a very common need is laptops, computers, infrastructure.
Okay, so let's look at computer first. So let's see here. There's a copier, there's a computer printer, monitors, printer. Let's see if there's any actual computers on here. Server rack. Wow. Okay. A Dell server. 62 computer monitors. 26 computer monitors. Lots of monitors. Monitors, keyboards.
One person asked about construction equipment.
Okay, great. We'll look at that in 1 second. So I'm trying to see if there's any specific computers here first. So there are lots of switches and routers. There's a tablet. Okay, so let's look at this tablet here. Computer tablets consisting of 3 each. Explore, Now you have to research, specific what these things are, right? So, if you're looking for it, then you have to come in here and look at what these are. Okay, so these are the tablets here. Not quite sure because these are not standard tablets here, but it's used for maybe some specific use here. It's got some really industrial hardcore cover to it, protection to it. So looks pretty hardcore. So this is all right. It's made by Explore Technologies, Windows Vista. So Vista, I think, is a little bit older. Ooh, there's a whole bunch, 2, 4, 6. So there's more. So it's 12. Oh, there's a whole bunch over here. So there's more than just a few. All right, so let's take a look here. So one lot consists of 3 each. Okay, so 3 of these here. There's 9 of these here. So you're bidding for a whole bunch. So there's 3, 9, 12, and then there's some other parts too. So let's assume that you're interested in one of these here, right? So you would take this here, you would Google this here. If you're not sure what it is, Google it. Okay, so you see over here that the refurbished ones are going for 180. This refurbished one is going for 195. This one is going for $97. So again, just you can see brand new. Who knows what brand new is? It can be thousands of dollars. Because I see one up here. This is not the same model, but this one is going for $2,500. But my guess is it's similar to what this one is because it looks similar to this here because this is the same model number. So refurbished is 180, and coming back here, there's 3 of those. And then if we look at the GATAC, let's see what GeoTac is. So it's actually GTAC, not GATAC. So let's do GTAC. Okay, so yeah, so GTAC. Oh, these are like expensive stuff. I mean, the refurbished one is $695, and there's I think 9 of these here. Yeah, so there's 9 GTAC, and then 12 of those. Oh, the model is T800. So let's do GTAC F10. So let's come back here. GTAC F1100, I think. Okay. Yeah, so pretty expensive stuff. Again, refurbish is, $700, but everything else is pretty on the high end. And for this here, the current bid is $30, and there's 2 bids on there. So the item location, it is in Utah. So this product here is in Utah, but it may be worth it, But what you want to do is read through the description. Sometimes they don't guarantee that it's working, so there is some risk. Now, sometimes they will tell you it's working. So let's look at here. Sold as is. So parts and repairs may be needed. Sold as is. Successful business agents are cautioned that they are responsible for packing, loading, palletizing, shrink wrapping, and so forth. Yep. So this is one example. So let's look at other items.
We got a question about construction equipment, a question about office desk and computer chairs.
Okay, let's look at construction equipment. All right, sheetrock, robotic grapple for crane, wire cable, scrap metal, 14 unused Ford safety brackets, power back circuit breaker lift model. Oh, wow. So that's a lift model, I guess, in the auto industry. There's a Caterpillar. There's another case loader, another loader here. So let's look at this loader here. This is actually interesting. It looks fairly new. But again, you got to read through the details, right? So it says it's 2003. Repairs required but not limited to replace AC control knob, tires, hydraulic tank, glass, and inspection of the vehicle is strongly suggested. Purchaser is responsible for removal. Again, if you're not sure, then do a quick search. Some of these things here, yeah, so I don't see a new one in here. So the parts, I just see parts in here. I don't see a new product in here. But again, do your research. But right now the going bid is 7,800. So it needs a little work to get it up and running, but so that's construction. What was the other item?
Sorry, I muted myself. The other item was to check on office desk and computer chairs.
Okay, so let's go to furniture. All right. Lots of chairs. $5, $5, $5. File cabinets, $25. You can save money doing file cabinets. Miscellaneous office chairs. Stage portable. What is that? Ah, so if you have like an event space, these are, it's kind of like you set this up and it's a platform. It raises the the person that's on stage. So this is a portable stage. It's only $85, and it's in Atlanta. Oh man, we need this here. I need a bid on this for GCA. So there's 3 portable stages, 4x8. All right, and it's down the street from us. Okay, so this is one item. Chairs. I think someone mentioned chair. Let's look at this office chair here. So this has got a mesh back. Whew, look at this. 471 rolling office chair. And the bid is $5. So if you bid on this here, you get 471 office chairs and you can resell it for $5 each. Sell it on Amazon, sell it on Craigslist. So if you want to make a profit, if you're in the office furniture business, this is a great way to get office furniture to sell. If you're not in the office furniture business, you might want to be in the office furniture business because I don't know if there's a minimum. I don't think there is a minimum. Returns condition. I don't see a specific minimum bid on it. So some of these here do have some minimum bid, like your cars, and they do put a minimum reserve on it. But furniture, I don't think they do that. But there's 471 office chairs, and let's assume that half of it is actually functional and nice and clean and so forth. Because chairs, not much can go wrong with it. So you steam clean the stains that are on the chair, and then you sell it out for $25 each. and if you sell on Craigslist. So let's go to, let's do a quick reconnaissance. And let's go to Cheers, for sale, furniture. Let me put in here. Okay, so office chair, 30 bucks, 100 bucks, 119. So most chairs in here is, for the really low end ones, it's 20, 30 bucks. So if you decide, like this one is 20 bucks, it needs some cleaning. This one is 20, not brand new. So if you want to do something like that, okay, this one is 25 bucks. So yeah, there's a market for it. So if you want to get into the auction side of it and use it as a potential profit center, feel free to do that. I'm going to look at some real estate. So let me see what's in here. I want to buy a house. Let's see if there's any houses here. 2nd Street, Colorado. So this is $5,000. Let's look at this house here. All these are in Colorado. Oh, there's some in Louisiana too. Property contains 0.26 acres. The house is 1,200 square feet of space, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, built in 2002, has a partial basement, attached 2-car garage. Please note the auction for this property has started. Auction can last 6 weeks depending upon bid activity. You must put a $5,000 deposit to bid. Okay. Not a great picture, but I mean, it looks like it's been, I can see some grass growing. Looks like it's been abandoned for a little bit, but obviously it's a fixer upper. So this looks like it's they take some bad pictures here. This is, I guess, the garage. Okay, so there's no carpet, no flooring, so obviously it needs some work. Kitchen. It looks like a good little rental property. Put about $30,000 to fix it up. Turn it into a fixer-upper rental property. The rental income is pretty good right now. I used to be in real estate back in the days. Used to flip houses, do rentals and so forth back in the days. But $5,000, hire a property manager, even if you don't live in Colorado. But again, do your research, see if. So this is the address, right? I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to Zillow to see what the value is. All right. So the market estimate is estimated at $250,000 for this house here. So, potential. But again, you feel free to utilize these different auction sites for different, use. So this is through GSA auction. Let's come back. There's other sites that we need to look through as well. So this next one is called GovDeals. GovDeal is another auction site, and they have different items. So GovDeals, aircraft parts, components, arts and craft, Audio-visual equipment. Let's look at electrical, election, educational, elevator, exercise equipment. Oh man, I was trying to think of some exercise equipment for the holidays, trying to get in shape. Oh, lots of stuff in here, but it's in Arkansas. So it's a home gym, exercise machine. And so you can see that the bid is, most of these starts at $100. So there's a treadmill in there. There's a garbage truck. What? So if you want to get to the garbage truck business, here's one. There's a big old garbage truck. Going rate is 9,500, or the starting bid premium is 7. Starting bid was 9,500. It's at 12,000 right now. Looks fairly decent. City of Iowa. Let's see, other things. Computers, computer hardware. Let's look at computer hardware. Desktop, okay. Desktop all-in-ones. Lot of 66 assorted Dell laptop desktop. Okay, there's 66 computers in here. And these are all desktop and some laptops too. Let's see. So I see the desktop. These are desktop. Just all desktop. i5, i7. These are still fairly usable because we're at, so i5, i7 are still usable. Let's see what the description here says. A lot of 66 assorted desktop. Some models include Dell, HP ProDesk. The hard drives have been removed from the machines, and some of the hard drives caddies are missing. There are no cables included. There may be some scuffs, scratches. So you get an idea of what's in here. So some of this here, you have to be able to be a little techie to get it back up to working condition. But if this is the business you're in, okay, so refurbish is going for about $350, 100, $200. Okay, so that's kind of what the market is, about 2 to 350 in terms of what these are going for. So if you want to refurbish them and do something with it, and they're out of Pennsylvania. So those are some desktop. Let's see if there's any laptops. These looks like monitors, Optiplex desktop. These looks like monitors. 10-use Lenovo desktop. Desktop. Trying to see if there's any laptop. Servers and equipment. Desktop, lots of desktop. PCs, I guess that's desktop too. Microsoft Pro, okay, here's some desktops here, or a laptops, or so this is Surface Pro. So this is about 3 generations old because they're at the Surface Pro 7 now. Starting bid is $10. And how many is in here in this lot? 1 Surface Pro, 1 keyboard, 1 AC adapter, 1 pen. So for, this doesn't work. Let's see here, as is. So we're not sure if, can this item be shipped? No, we do not pack and ship. It doesn't say if it's working or not, but, I assume it should still be working. but $10 can't go wrong. Oh, starting bid, okay, it's 122 right now. So the next bid is 132. So that gives you a little bit of idea of what's out there in terms of auction sites. Let's see if there's anything else we need to cover. There's vehicles, there's cars, there's all types of different surplus. Now there is another site called publicsurplus.com. Let's go to this site to see what's here. So publicsurplus.com, they dispose of government properties as well. And Fire King. Fire King, this is a fire safe type of drawers. And these are very expensive. So, so you put your stuff in here and there's a fire and nothing will burn inside these files here. These are very heavy. There's probably about, each one of this is probably going to be about 250 pounds, 300 pounds. So, once you put in, it's not going anywhere. It's almost like a safe, but you can file paperwork and important documents, and you can put, because it's a lock and key, so you can actually put, valuables in here as well. So keys includes key, yeah. So 4 drawers includes key, and it's only 500. I mean, man, these things are like thousands of dollars. So, condition is good. All right, if I need a fireproof, this is where I'm coming. Let's see, catamaran, Ford Explorer, $3,000 for a Ford Explorer. So Ford Explorer, I'm going to do a quick search for the Ford Explorer. So Ford Explorer 2013, so anywhere from $13,000 to $20,000. So right now the auction price, first offer is $1,000, current price is $3,600. So as is, public viewing, pickup date, condition is fair. So it's not good, but it's fair. So I assume that some minor things that needs to be done to it. But a car is a car is a car. So, if you're in the auto industry, you know how to fix it. This is another one. All right, so I think with that, let's come back in terms of, that gives you a flavor of what's out there from an auction perspective and what's out there in terms of what you can do. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, see if there's any final questions or comments. There's a few other things I want to share with you about as we wrap up here. So, so for all of you in attendance today, if you need help with your certifications, we're actually giving all of you who attended today $1,000 discount on your certifications. This is only available to our members, but even if you're a non-member of GCA, you get the $1,000 discount by being in attendance today. So the 8A program, instead of 6, it will be 5,000 veteran certifications. Instead of 3,500, it will be 2,500. So this is available to all of you who are in attendance. If you need help with certification, or if you can do it yourself, feel free to do it. If you need the checklist, shoot us an email at info@govcontractors. Subject line is 8A checklist or the veteran checklist, and we'll get that to you as well. So at this point here, I will take any questions that anybody have. And as we're doing that there, I want to talk about our 12-week training program. It is our Certified Capture Manager program. It's coming up in early next year, February. And this is where, if you are a business and you haven't seen the success that you've been wanting, if you're certified, but you're not sure what to do, how to go about it, we have this 12-week training program. It's designed to help you build your infrastructure, help you get to the contracting world. We take 3 years of knowledge and we put it into 12 weeks. And so the site is capturemanagement.org. And if you go here, it gives you all the details. We kind of share with you quickly here. So in this program here, we ultimately is position you so that you can be in a place to win more government contracts. And then if you are a business owner or if you are a salesperson, this is the program for you. The goal is to help you to become a certified capture manager in the government world. Capture management is a salesperson. Business development is capture management in the government market. So we take you through 12 weeks. Altogether, it's 15 total weeks with the boot camp as well as the exams. So you get a business coach, you get an instructor that will guide you through the process, and we give you the Gov Fast Track software. And the Gov Fast Track software is super, super powerful. I'm going to share with you quickly what's in the Gov Fast Track software. And in the software, it is, I spent over 4 years creating the Gov Fast Track software so that you wouldn't have to figure it out on your own. So the software is broken into where we take you through step by step through the process, and we take you through our success formula, what we call the 5 P's. P plus P plus P plus P equals P. The last P is profit. So we take you through preparation, promotion, proposal, and performance. So if you're brand new in the government market, we do a little bit of assessment of your business, and we ask you, we take you through, okay, are you properly set up? Do you have your corporate kit? Do you have your stock certificates? Do you have your financials? Do you have all these things? Because all these things builds towards your certifications. We go to employment law. We talk about getting your e-verification, your employee handbook, your employee posters, some of the infrastructure to kind of get you going. Then we go into strategies, how to get set up as a subcontractor, how to identify what's the best strategy for your business, for your niche market. If you are a plumber, your strategy is very different from a janitorial company. So we cover that. We talk about getting your financials together, fundraising. We teach you how to speak Governese. So this is kind of like a project management tool. It's a step-by-step blueprint to help you navigate the government market. And the Gov Fast Track software is available to those who's in the CCM. It's available as a software for anyone. If you are a member, it's $999 a lifetime to the software. But if you're in the CCM program, it comes included in the program for you. So we talk about getting registered as a vendor, getting certified, all of the resources. We go into the promotion. Here we talk about your brand, creating your image, your capability statements. We put samples in here. All you have to do is click on the samples are pretty popular. Everywhere you see a paperclip, we have templates and guides and resources in here. We cover proposal writing. Under proposal writing, we give you proposal samples. We give you agreements. You need a team agreement. You need all these different resources. All of these things are in here. Non-disclosures, team agreement, mentor protege agreement, subcontract agreements. Over 200 templates, documents, samples are in here to help you to navigate the government contracting market. If you were to hire an attorney to create one agreement, they'll probably charge you. I had a company, they did a team agreement, including a operating agreement. It was $3,500 for those 2 agreements. We have operating agreement or operating documents in here, teaming and bylaws and samples and stuff. After 200 different documents in here. So all that's available as part of the CCM program. The CCM program, there is an investment to this program here. It includes 12 hours of video, boot camp, the test itself. If you want to learn more about that, feel free to go to capturemanagement.org or reach out to us. We can kind of tell you more about this program here. So at this point here, I'll take a few minutes to answer any last minute questions we have. And if you need help with anything that you're working on, feel free to come and get the checklist. There's no cost for that, for the certifications, or if you need help with the actual certifications, reach out to us and we'll help you out. All right, Ms. Via, any specific questions about anything?
Well, there was a question for further clarification. Is the Certified Capture Management Program available to train our employees to learn how to bid on contracts and write requests for proposals and items similar to that?
Yes, that's a great question, Brian. We have many business owners with the CEO or as the owner of the company. You don't have time to go do the capture management and do the business development. You want to be involved in the big decision process, but you can't. You need somebody to be the boots on the ground, knock on the doors, do the email marketing, reach out to the contracting officer, do the initial relationship building part, look for opportunities, and that's what the capture management program is set up to do. It trains your employees how to be a business development, how to be a salesperson for your company. Now, when you're in the program is for the person that's actually taking the program to learn. But as the owner of the company, we invite you to audit the program so you yourself don't have to necessarily take the test and do all the work, but we invite you to audit the program so that you can kind of learn along with your employees. So you can do that as well.
All right, we have one last question. I'm a notary public. I have classified myself with all certifications. Are there contracts you know of for this public service?
So as a notary public, in the government market, there are very rare that I will see opportunities for notary public. But you as Kendra, as a business owner, what we do is we take the skill sets that you have. As a member of GCA, we automatically will set up a strategy session with you. A membership in GCA is $4.99 for the year. There's a whole bunch of other benefits, classes, lots of different things that's part of the benefits of being part of GCA. But one of the benefits of being a member of GCA is you get a strategy session. And so in the strategy session, we will learn about your professional background, the skill sets, all the jobs that you've had, and the type of business that you're currently in. Then we craft a strategy for you in terms of how to apply that into the government market. And so if you're a notary public, without knowing anything else about you, the way you transfer that skill set into the government market is for administrative management. There's a lot of contracts for administrative management. That's just office work. There's administrative work. So it doesn't require 10 years of experience to do administrative work. And so we help you to transfer your skill set and into the government market. And so, just a quick overview in terms of administrative management work. So notary public, not a lot of opportunity, but the skill sets that you have can be applied in the government market to other type of contracts. So let me just kind of show you administrative management. So this is 541611, and I'm going to check for 1 year, 2020, one full year, how much the government spent in one NAICS code. So they awarded for that one NAICS code for administrative management in 1 year, the year 2020, $13 billion, 100,000 million billions, $13 billion in that one NAICS code. So yes, so there's opportunities. We just have to transfer your skill set into other niche market. And let me give you an example by what I mean by transferring your skill set into other market in the government. There was a company and they grew up with Home Depot. So when Arthur Blank and Bernie Marcus first started Home Depot, they opened up their first store. And this company, what they do is they do pallet rackings. And they go into the warehouse or into the store and they put all of the pallet rackings up, put all the boards in there, and then they set up the point of sales. And then they'll help stock the inventory, load the truck, offload the truck. Home Depot went through a restructuring, and this company had 1,300 employees. And Home Depot said, you know what, we're going to do a lot of that in-house, and we're going to cut 900 of your employees. So they were like a major trouble. So they came to my partners and I, they said, hey, how can we transfer our skill set from the commercial world, private sector into the government? And I told them, yeah, the government does some pallet rackings. They have warehouses, they have logistics and so forth. So they need a little bit of your service, but they're not opening up a retail store. They're not opening up warehouses every single day. Those warehouses, once it's up for years and years and years. So there's not a lot of opportunities, but we can take the skill sets that you and your employees have and transfer it into the government market. So what we did for them was we said, okay, you are a moving company. If you can load trucks, offload trucks, you're a moving company. So that was the first thing we repositioned them at. And then the second thing we did for them was we said, the government move, they close office and they open up new offices, and they have furniture needs. They do furniture installation. If you can install all the equipment inside of a Home Depot store, you can install furniture. You can start. It's the same skill set that your employees have. We just apply differently. So they became a moving company. They became an office furniture installation company, and within a few months, they were able to win a moving contract for $50,000. So yeah. So there's different things. You may not be exactly in what you currently do. Like if you are a barber, there's not a lot of or a hairstylist. Not a lot of opportunities there. I mean, they do cut hairs there, because everybody that goes to boot camp gets their hair shaved off, right? But not every single day. So, but we'll help you transfer that skill set. But with that said, I really appreciate everybody joining us today for this class here. Again, if you want a copy of today's PowerPoint presentation, go to govassociation.org right here, and govassociation.org/download. It's going to take you to our site, and then just feel free to go ahead and download the PowerPoint presentation. Plus, there's a whole bunch of other presentations here that you can download as well. Good luck, everybody, and we're here as a resource to you. See you in another class. Take care, everybody.